NBC News legal analyst Susan Filan. Susan, good morning. It's good to see you.
Good morning,
As we
Weston.
heard Michelle say, they're not necessarily buying his confession, but did he gain himself anything by coming forward and at least admitting to the murder?
No, I don't think he did. I think he's placed himself in jeopardy. I think that there are now corroborating details, for example, the surveillance tape and other forensic evidence that Peruvian authorities are pointing to as they've now charged him with this brutal murder. And I think the confession certainly hurts him.
This sentence can be anywhere from 15 to 35 years if he's convicted. That sounds like that would be lighter than if he were convicted of the same crime in the United States.
It does. Certainly a murder and a robbery would be felony murder in the United States, which would be, in some states, capital murder, for which he would be eligible for the death penalty. Certainly far more serious than simply 15 to 35 years as in Peru.
And once again, he's throwing out the temptation that he could point authorities to the body of Natalee Holloway. He's done that many times in the years since she disappeared. Now he's mentioning it in Peru. Do the Peruvian authorities have any motivation to bargain with him over that?
You know, he doesn't have the leverage. He's not in the driver's seat. I mean, he's got such delusions of grandiosity. He may still think that he's got some chips here to bargain with, but he doesn't. Peru may want to help Aruba, and they could if they want to, but I don't think that Joran's going to get anything in exchange for it.
They've got a pretty close to watertight case, at least based on those videos of this murder in Peru, so they don't need anything else.
They don't need anything. I think they may want to help Aruba, and they certainly may want to help the United States. And certainly the world wants to know what happened to Natalee Holloway, but they don't have to do it in exchange for anything for Joran van der Sloot.
And what does Aruba get out of this? Is there any, I mean, at this point, is there any reason that he would tell them for certain what happened to her?
You know, they may want to, again, try to get some goodwill internationally for, again, the United States and for Aruba, but not to help Joran van der Sloot at this point.
And I've got to think, we've heard reports that prosecutors in other places where he's been and investigators have got to start looking, and you start wondering about a person like this, if this is a serial killer.
Well, I think that thought has crossed everybody's mind. Who else has been harmed by this man? I think everybody now is looking back to see where he's been and what kind of devastation he's left in his wake.
As a prosecutor, you have to dream about the kind of evidence they seem to have amassed already in Peru.
And you have to wonder, why hasn't Aruba amassed the same?
Yeah, Susan Filan, thanks very much. Good to have you on.